Sir, start your session.
Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the live session of NPTL. If you have any doubts, feel free to chat. You can provide the text in the chat box, or the link has been already given to you. So you can provide your doubts to that link also. So whichever is fine.
So participants are coming on the Zoom or they are coming on the
I
YouTube?
think they have joined via the YouTube. The doubts are going in YouTube. So I think we can. The first one is they have asked us they are unable to download the Dotfish app. Okay. So dear participants, if you can't able to download the Dotfish app, the first step is we have already provided we have given the access to the software, and through that software link you can able to download the Dotfish softwares. So let me show you so that you can able to understand. And the second one was regarding the Kinovia and OpenCap. The OpenCap will be directly accessed via web. So I will show that also once so that you can understand. Okay, for the OpenCap, I have just opened the Google and just type OpenCap. So you will get OpenCap musculoskeletal forces from smartphone video. You have to click on that. So a new window will open, and at the right side there is an option to start recording. So once you press this start recording, it will ask for the login details. If you have already registered, is fine. If not, you have to sign up over here, and then you can provide the login detail and password and you can enter into it. So as simple as that. So you should have minimum of two iPhone cameras. If the iPhone is not with you, then it is very difficult for you to analyze it. So basically, without iPhone, we cannot able to synchronize the cameras with this application. If you have any doubts in this, please let me know. And regarding the sir, anything?
Go ahead, Ichu. Nothing. There is. I don't think anything there, and you can go ahead.
Okay, sir. And I think there is an YouTube link which is there in the email. If we open that, and few are getting the doubts from there only, and they may share the questions in chat also.
Uh, I'm looking at that, sir. So if anything is there, I will be letting you know.
Okay, okay, sir, sure. So next is Kinovia. Kinovia is an software-based analysis software. So I will share the app again. So can you see the screen?
Yes.
Okay, so for the Kinovia, the first step is go to the kinovia.org, and from there is an option to download. The first step is you have to download the software. Once you have downloaded, you will get a different interface. Rahul sir, meanwhile, can you open the Dotfish software so that we can show that also
Sure, sure. I'll do that.
with the web login.
Okay.
Sir. So I hope the Kinovia part is clear. So I have opened the Kinovia software. It will take few minutes. I will show that also. Regarding the Dartfish, please wait. One of the other faculty member will turn on the software and will explain that also. Sir, can you share, sir? Shall I stop the share? Stop share the screen. So you are mute.
Yes, yes, please. I'm
Yes,
all
sir.
set.
Okay, sir. Now you can share the screen, sir.
Yeah. So yeah, this is the Dartfish TV that you have to log in. Sir, may I start from here only, right?
Yes, yes, sir. Please.
Okay. So when you open the Dartfish TV, then you have to log in. Like, let me just do the step again. So when you open this dartfish.tv, then go and sign in with the account which you have created. So let me just log in here. And you are all set to go, right? Here you
The
can go to
question.
the yeah. Here you can go to again the main page, the this icon. the login icon, and here you can see the downloads. You can go to the downloads, and from here, uh,
Subscription, sir.
yeah, go to
Download,
the
download. Yes.
and here you can see the applications here, like the Dartfish 2024, My Dartfish Express, and the Dartfish Note. So from here, just simply go to download applications, and you can download the things straight away. I think is it clear now?
Um, there is one more question. She has asked that she has given the old Hotmail email ID. Please do send which email ID you need access to the Dotfish software. So please email us. So we will provide access to that particular email ID. Is that clear? Um, so the next question is, Rajin sir, Rahul sir. The next question is, sir, I'm doing biomechanical analysis of coffee harvesting laborers. I am able to connect three IMU sensors to Raspberry Pi using the quick part and then collected IMU data, but I am unable to use this data in OpenSim. Do you have any suggestions? How can I do it?
So what type of file, the raw file what he has, and based on that you have to give suggestion which you.
Okay, sir.
It seems a generic question because which type of IMUs and we need to get all those details. Maybe after getting the files, so we can give a clear interpretation if it is feasible. So just give you a valid suggestion.
Okay, sir.
So in that case, can he email directly the Chandra P so that we can answer the question, right?
Yeah. I think in addition to what Sir told, first thing is please email us which model you are using, because in OpenSim first we need to identify which type of model you are going to use it. So once the model is defined, so you can able to import the data into you can import the IMU data into OpenSim. So it is not clear that which model you are using, how you are going to import the data. So it is very difficult for us to explain those things. So again, I think Radha madam is asking, when I download Windows 11, it is asking for old Hotmail ID. Okay, so in that scenario, I think that is purely technical from Windows 11. It's not from Dartfish side. If there is anything, so you can email us so that we can able to connect to you better, so that you can share the screen and you can provide the better feedback. Otherwise, it is very difficult to communicate through the text. Okay, so Chandra P has mentioned yes, using the ARM 26 model. Okay, so once the ARM 26 model is there, the thing is you are having the data of IMU sensors. You have to export the data into .c3d file, and from .c3d you have to convert into .mot format, which is the motion format. in the OpenSim software. So once you do that, you can able to easily run the model and the data with the synchronization. If not, it will not work properly. So in the OpenSim software itself, it is very given clearly how to proceed further, because we are in this course we have stopped only up to OpenCap. We are not proceeding further to OpenSim. So that's why it is very hard to explain to everybody. So we are just waiting for further questions because these questions are coming from the live chat.
So
So we can wait, sir. We can wait for some time.
it's a question from Thiru Radha Krishna Swami. So the question is any one of you available in Chennai? I can connect with person to get the app started on my laptop or iPad. Okay. So yeah, I am available in Chennai. I am available in Sports University. But please fix an appointment and you can come. Or else, if you are able to sort out in online by taking login credentials into your system, we can do it. Or else you can fix an appointment. We can meet and sort out the issue. Vishwa, I think the question is on the way, but we'll wait for the questions. Until then, we can just have some interaction, like yeah.
Definitely, sir.
So
Definitely, sir.
yeah, I think I am also simultaneously seeing how many joined. About only 10 members are watching right now. So all are
Oh.
busy. So everyone is working professionals are already preoccupied with this, maybe. So yes, now I'm happy to be associated with this team, Mr. Viswanath, Sundar, and Dr. Rahul Tiwari. So very happy to interact and share our knowledge for what we gained over the years, and which reaches, many more passionate people who want to be in movement science and sports science. And this is Rajinikumar Palaniappan, head sports biomechanics, Tamil Nadu Sports University, and so it is the university is located in Chennai, and whoever is nearer to Chennai, so you can visit our laboratory any working day on prior appointment. So this is what and the introduction point I would like to convey. So now over to Dr. Vishwanath and Dr. Rahul Tiwari to share some views where we can, if there is no questions coming on board, we can talk about some issues or the challenges, opportunities related to sports biomechanics and movement science.
Yeah, very true, sir. It has been lovely to be part of this particular team, and I'm no the happiness becomes more like it's wider when we see the number of participants to the course. So thank you all the participants for this for the lovely the response. And this is Dr. Rahul Tiwari, and I'm working as an high performance analyst in the Department of Biomechanics at NIS Patiala, the National Institute of Sports. So whoever is nearby or can would like to visit the place can come and visit the laboratory, can see how we are working, and I would be more than happy to resolve any questions in that scenarios as well. But the only thing, as mentioned by sir, try to take an appointment and come so that we can entertain you and don't waste your time. Yeah, over to you, sir. Viswanath sir.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Um, Once again, thank you, dear participants and students who are actively engaging. So actually, there are so many questions which came during the every week. So there is a Q&A forum separately. There are so many questions as asked, and we try to address all these questions in that Q&A session. So that was like very interesting that um, all the students are actively participating, and they are uh, try to learn each and everything, and they are trying to ask in the specific Q&A session for the respective weeks. That was really great, and it is happy to share the platform with my teacher Rajini sir and Dr. Rahul Tiwari. And if you have any doubts, feel free to ask. I will open the Q&A session which they have already asked, so we can address those questions once again, so that we can able to provide a better feedback. So give me a couple of minutes so I can open that.
Yeah.
So,
Rajini sir,
Yes, Viju, I'm here.
the question is from the YouTube.
Yeah, just I'll log in.
Okay.
Yes. So, sir, can you please tell us the roadmap to become a biomechanist? I am currently doing BPES. Okay, Anmol Saha. Okay, so may I know which year you are doing, and may I know which Anmol Shah? Can you type which year you are in? Are you in first year or second year or third year? Okay, before the information comes, yes, you can become a biomechanist. Yes, two things are there. So biomechanics is an ocean, and where you want to specialize, whether you are into sports field or clinical field or design and development core biomechanics team. So the thing is, since you are from BPES, physical education, sports science, uh, you can join either after your graduation, you can join MSc Sports Biomechanics and qualify yourself. So that is the only way you can practice the core biomechanics and get a lot of the knowledge and hands-on. So this is one way, and you have to specialize in any one of the fields which you are interested in, maybe in sports, performance analysis, whichever. But only way, the first step is joining biomechanics course of study. But the other way is you can join physical education post graduation, but still you can practice biomechanics and take one of the subjects as specialization. But joining MSc biomechanics will give you more insight, more opportunity, and more hands-on to choose a career in biomechanics. So that is the best option, I would say. Over to Vishnath.
Thank you, sir. There was another questions regarding the what is the cost of the Dotfish software. So it is depending on the what is the requirement of your specific sports. For example, if you are working on biomechanics, so there is a different set of futures are there. If you are working on performance analysis, it is different. If you want both, so the cost factor is different. So, I would highly recommend you directly write an email to the Dotfish. So they will connect you to you through email, and further you can able to communicate with them. So that would be the best way.
Vishnu, sorry, you want to convey anything?
Yes, yes, please. I have just asked the question regarding the cost factor. I
Okay,
just
okay,
want them to communicate to
okay,
the
fine.
Dotfish.
So,
Anything.
so there is one more question from Narasing Patra. So, Narasing Patra, sir, namaskar. Actually, I want to open sports multiple academy for standard 1 to 9. How can I exercise the sports biomechanics? Help me. Then please suggest and give some basic idea. Okay. Shall I start with this? Yeah. So regarding this biomechanics has to be applied based on the requirement. So what food will we give to a primary kid or the growing child who is in the growth spurt? Similarly, so from grade 1 to 9, you can focus on the fundamental movements and you can work on their technique both qualitatively and quantitatively. So Vishwa and Dr. Rahul would have give you enough information regard to qualitative and quantitative analysis. And for grade 1 to 9, you cannot just keep all candidates at one platform. You can divide them as age group and segregate the skills, fundamental movement skills. Then biomechanics with regard to basic movement to sports movement and posture. There are so many components you can work on. So for this, you need to sit and based on your requirement, you have to go for a strong roadmap. So in this on this platform, I cannot just give you okay, go for this. So for grade 1 to 4 or 1 to 5 primary category, so you need to work on their fundamental movements and their posture. So these are all the components you have to work. and the moment they come to grade 6 or 7, so you can slowly introduce them to different sports, and working on sports techniques and perfecting with regard to core biomechanics. I won't say that you can use qualitative method, some hybrid of some quantitative method. So when they grow and when they attain certain standard, you can work on a complete biomechanical analysis. So rest of the time, you need to work on their postures and fundamental movements and basic skills qualitatively. Initially qualitatively, then you can go for quantitative. So I think one more
Yes,
question
sir.
is there.
Before that, sir, Rahul sir, do you want to pitch anything on this?
Yes.
No, sir, it is correctly mentioned, because no, the important thing in grade 1 to 9 is bifurcating them into the age categories, because the first standard is roughly 5 year or 4 year old, right? And the ninth standard is a bit good. It's towards the teenage. So there may be a more of the body changes, the hormonal changes. So it is all that it must require to bifurcate them into the segment, and then considering the basic first. So because these are the grassroots level, right? So in that case, if the basics are done, then it definitely will help them in the growing up ages. So focus on the basics, and uh, try to, along with the exercise and all, try to focus on the recovery aspect as well. That is only my suggestion.
Okay, sir. Thank you. In addition to what Sas told, I just want to add how this biomechanics is applying. So since you are focusing on these basics, so you can use whatever the tools which we have shared so far, and you can able to analyze it, and you can provide a feedback to them. So in addition to what Sir told, it's very they have given clear information. So now if you are going to start analyzing it, so that is the exactly we want to teach you. That's what we are exactly have covered everything on qualitative and quantitative part. For example, if you are going to teach them how to do the squats, so sometimes you can explain, sometimes you may need to use the video so that they will have a better understanding rather than the verbal explanation. So that is the clear idea I hope you might get on this. Is that okay, sir, or anything had to be added?
Yeah, it's well and good, but one more thing I would like to add is since he is going for multiple sports academies, so
Yes.
it is a very good start. You open the academy and just give them exposure to get experience with different sports. That itself a great thing. That is not happening. So then I'm happy that you are trying to include biomechanics. Whatever the tools you have, just use it. Your open eyes are the first tool. Then you can use, now the technology has grown and you can use your phone or whatever the video camera available, and freeware like Via and trial version Dartfish they have given, which Dr. Viswanath and the Dartfish team has given you. So you can start working on it. So you will get better insight. That and after just starting, if you need any assistance or any advice, say for an example, whatever the help you need from this team, so you can write us an email and we will be able to help you. So that's all. We can move to the next question.
Yes,
Ashok.
sir. Yes, sir. The question is, do we have any normative data for Indian athlete for the 100-meter dash with a biomechanics assessment, including video-based normative data or motion sensor data?
Okay. Should I start with you?
Yes, sir, please.
Okay, thank you. So, Dhanush Aditya, thank you for this question. It's a wonderful question. I think you started working on biomechanical assessment. That's why this question comes to you. So, normally there is no normative data because, tell me about the biomechanics assessment being done for the athletes in India. And even if they do the assessment, will they really reveal the data? No. So now the sports science subject, the application is booming up. Slowly we may get, the moment people start publishing more information, the authentic and valid information when it comes to in the form of research papers or journals, whatever. So that will help us to get. But as of now, we do not have any normative data, and even in India, getting normative data, it will take definitely quite more amount of time, because India is a country with diverse race, diverse, right? And one more thing is, the moment it comes to elite level, we cannot just go with only normative, because we'll be working on just mere 1% improvement. So it will be more of individual centric. So one thing is, from generic to specific, if we want to just have some generic insight, yes, obviously we have to go for some normative data. As of now, it is not available in India. Even if it is there, I don't think it is valid and reliable and objective. Forward to Vishwa and Dr. Rahul.
Rahul sir.
Yeah. So first of all, thank you for the question. Lovely question, and it's been that uh, it's always good to see such kind of questions. So the thing is, as the normative values definitely we are not having such. So we are having some of the research values, but that too are of the European populations. Okay, but as told by sir, it is now it's become an opportunity for all of us basically to generate some values and give some kind of normative data to the participants or to the other biomechanics expert that who are doing, or to the coaches as well. So it's we need to put our foot front in order to do the researches and publish the things with the authenticate data, as what the Rajni sir told. So let's gather this opportunity and do it. Simple. Yeah, over to you, sir.
Okay, sir. So in addition to that, the normative data, it is very difficult to get it in biomechanics especially. So the biomechanics data is on, or the performance is like your signature. Okay, it's like your signature. It cannot be replicated. Similarly, other athlete who is performing, the two athletes cannot be the same. So if you are making a normative data, you cannot be able to come to a conclusion that whether the performance is improving or not. So if you want to analyze in such information, so you have to do n number of n number of trials for that particular athlete, and then you try to analyze within that individual data, individual athlete. So don't try to compare the performance. That comparing the performance is can be a generic, but it cannot able to help pull in the enhancing the performance. So that's what I want to add here.
So one more thing, like if you really want to do such kind of things, so making the values, the normative values must be beneficial to you. For example, if I want to throw something, so if I want to throw at a certain height, so I can normative it to percentage of the height of that particular individual. So that would definitely be help you out. So
Yeah.
that's what we do in the force platform testing, which will be coming up in the next week and all. So that and that time we will be explaining you that. But in the scene of the motion based the analysis or the video based analysis, I think making the normative value would be much more easier and much more convenient for the comparing. So you are not comparing one with the other, but you are having the comparison of that person with that with himself or herself only. So that is the best thing which I can suggest you.
So, yeah, both of you, both Dr. Rahul and Dr. Vishwa signature example is excellent, and Dr. Rahul. Dr. Rahul is always with the athletes because they're right from dawn to dusk, I would say. He starts assessment and finishes with the assessment. So, with regard to this one, what I would say is that yes, you can create some norms. How it can be is like based on some predictions. Like you can measure the athlete's height. Say for an example, lower limb height. Okay, from greater trochanter to the calcaneum, or the total lower limb length can be taken. So whether the limb length can predict the number of strides. So, for an example, if I am having about one particular, length of limb, so what would be my stride length and stride frequency? That kind of predictions can happen, but what you need to do is, why I'm suggesting you this one is, this can be done with minimal setup. You don't need any expensive component. Okay, so for example, you can take 100 intermediate sprinters or beginners or elite. So you have to define the group first. And if you are having much people about, you can take 500 samples or 300 samples and just take their leg length and ask them to write as well as go for 100-meter sprint. So take the number of strides they take, and you can just come to a calculation. Okay, so based on the limb length, what is the ratio of the strides or the number of strides? That's how you can predict and create some normative data with minimal equipment. And this is what a generic information. But when it comes to specific, okay, yes, then you have to work individually. So no, not one size will fit for all. So that is the final answer. Yeah.
So rather, when we are talking about the running, no, because the sprinting is there. Even I have noticed one more thing. When you do capture them from the front, like towards from the finish line, if you capture them, and if you watch the pattern, the knees is moving, like the drive is the how the knee is basically driving forward. So if the knee is basically crossing the midline of the body or not, that basically tells you a lot more data about the injuries of the pelvic and all. So you may think in that aspect as well. So biomechanics analysis is not about assessing the performance; it's all about assessing the injuries probabilities as well. So try to assess that aspect as well. That would give you the more beneficial in terms of the holistic athletic development.
So there are some other questions coming on board where Dr. Vishwa and Dr. Rahul can start, and I can come as last every time I start. Please.
No, sir. It's okay, sir. No problem, sir. Actually, same Danush has asked another question regarding the same thing. I agree, we do not have much people taking assessment in India, but we can compare the normative data with percentiles to improve their performance. I think that's what Rahul sir has clearly told. Um, sir, in continuation to that, there is one more question in under meta sprinting. Uh, the question is, it is so generic, why starting block is using in sprint events and how it will help the athletes. So this is the question in the Q&A session.
I think you both youngsters can start, and whereas if there is anything left out, I can come on board.
Yes, sir. Sir, Rahul sir, please.
Yeah. So see, it is as simple as that. There are various aspects of all this thing, right? So one aspect which I will be exploring here is like we have studied the Newton's law here, right? So we all know that Newton's law, the third law, is very simple. That says every action has equal and opposite reaction. So the first aspect is like if you are standing on the ground, so you are basically pushing the force down. So it help you to push a very, like, it assists you to go in the vertical direction. But in case of sprinting, you need to drive the force horizontally more than the vertical thing. So you want to be in such a condition that you are the first force which you are applying is basically into the horizontal direction only, obviously in the opposite direction. So that's why it is easier to place your foot into the block system and then push the blocks horizontally so that they can drive you the horizontally in the forward direction. So that may be the first option. The second is again to keep your body into such or joined in such a position that the optimum position of applying the forces and all. Your knees and your bodies are already into some of the motion, like knee flexion and all, the hip flexion. So the moment of inertia or the momentum is basically maximum. So the torque production is also the maximum. So there are further aspect of this. So these two I want to connect. Rest I think Viswanath sir and Rajni sir can explore more on this. Yeah, Rajni sir, please.
Yes, Vishwa. Thank you, Dr. Rahul.
Sir. Yes, sir. Actually, Rahul sir has covered everything. Basically, initially when we are starting with the starting block in the olden days, they were using the just they are going to the gravel and then they are trying to place their foot, and they cannot able to get the better mechanics or better movement mechanics to go for the acceleration phases. When we compare now it has been designed in such a way that so our body can keep our center of gravity exactly in line with the line of starting line, so that we can able to push forward in a better phase. So I see in that perspective, so that now the starting blockers came with an more advanced. So we can able to analyze how much force it is there. So I think Rajin sir can able to pitch on that much more better with the key sprint. Sir.
So I would like to answer two questions at a stretch. The question raised by Sanchu Ramgaria and along with the Q&A. So both see when Olympics, modern Olympics were revived in 1896, there were no starting blocks in the Olympics. Okay, the sprinters used to start with by digging a hole in the starting line in each lane, and they keep the foot so that they can get better propulsion. So they will get because they obviously, if you want to move your body forward, as Dr. Rahul and Dr. Sundar Vishwas said, you need to apply force. So you are applying the force backward, and there should be some reaction force to push you forward. They used to dig some pits there, and over the years, because of the necessity, because necessity only will obviously make the people to find some good alternative solutions. In one word, I would say technology. And only in 1948 Olympics, the starting block was introduced in London Olympics. Until then, only the athletes used to run with the dug hole, including 1936 Olympics. The athlete who won 4 gold medals, Jesse Owens. Okay, so Jesse Owens ran without starting block. Now, then they introduced the starting block, and now we have uh, the advancement, the moment the sports transformed into from amateurism to professionalism, the technology has been a source of strength for improving the athlete's performance. Now we have starting block, instrumented starting block, that is key sprint, we say. So key sprint is nothing but is Kistler is a product, and where they produce a starting block with 4 sensors in it. So these 4 sensors helps us to find out because obviously you will be keeping one foot on the forward and one foot at the behind. So it will tell you how much amount of force you apply on each foot, and the reaction force. Then at the same time, reaction time, I would say. So the reaction time is the biggest component. The first information every coach and athlete want to know when it comes to sprint. So we can see the consistency of reaction time by using key sprint, and which is your power foot in the front foot, how much amount of force you apply the moment the you hear the versus on your mark, set, and gunfire. So the technology is there. And when it comes to biomechanics assessment, sir, how many labs are there, and whether how a student can do with his own phone? So I remember the days when I used to travel with Dr. Vishwa. So nowadays you have phone at least. We used to have only 2G, only we can hear and speak and text. So those are the days, and we could not even have. I used to have cameras, only 25 FPS or 30 FPS. That too, we cannot do. Analyze the fast frequency movements. But whatever we had, we used to either qualitatively analyze or qualitatively or quantitatively analyze the interested movements. So that's what the beginning. So to become a better biomechanist, first you have to qualitatively with. Now you have a phone. Phone is more than enough. Only thing is you need to understand the technique, the phases of a movement, whether it is walking, running, jumping, throwing, and the combination of basic movements where you take some implement javelin throw or multi-planar movements. Only thing is you should start working on it. So you'll get more insight. But the moment you get an opportunity to get access to a lab, yes, it's fine. So comparing to the last 10 years or 20 years, now you can get access to so many equipment. I have now, see, I am telling you frankly, so though I am the head of the department, having established the South Asia's biggest lab, biomechanics lab, I have never touched as a force plate or even isokinetic dynamometer 10 years back. Okay, so the thing is, now you get an opportunity to interact with so many people. Thanks to the NPTEL team and Dr. Vishwa and my fellow Dr. Rahul and the entire team for bringing this exercise and sports biomechanics where you get this much of information. So this is an insight. This is a beginning, I would say. So access to the lab, don't worry. You can get internship in Patela, any Sai center, or even internship is open in Center of Excellence in Biomechanics come High Performance Center, Tamil Nadu Physical Education Sports University, Chennai. So the option is open. So don't worry. So India is in the booming phase of sports science phase. So over to my dear colleagues.
Okay, sir. Rahul sir, do you want to pitch anything?
Yeah, so actually, this question is again showing their enthusiasm into the biomechanics and all. So I still remember when I first started the analysis and all. My one of the teacher in biomechanics, Dr. M.D. Ranga, he was the senior scientific officer at NIS Patiala only. So he taught me first thing that Rahul, to become a biomechanist, okay, a biomechanist should be a full coach. Means you need to learn all the sporting movement first. Unless and until you won't learn the movement, you cannot do the analysis. So whatever movement you are involving in, try to learn that movement first, because biomechanics is all about movement science, right? So learn that movement first and then incorporate that learning into the analysis part. Now, and the second thing is, as told by sir, that divide that into the phases. So he again used to, I remember his teaching like everything. So he used to teach me like the biomechanics basically work on the divide and rule principle, right? So it's like the simply you divide the movement and rule them. So divide them into the different phases and rule them, like do the analysis. So it will basically uh, ease your work of analysis, because analyzing the whole movement at once is much more difficult than analyzing the one part of that particular movement and combining all them together. And as there are, I'm agree that there are less labs which are available in India, but now everyone is having a good smartphone, and the smartphones are equipped with very good cameras nowadays, and almost all the cameras are having a good frame rates of capturing the things. You can do wonders with your camera simply. Okay, try to capture the thing, try to watch the frame by frame thing, and definitely try to watch it once, twice, thrice, even 10 times, then you will be coming up with certain interpretation of that particular video. Okay, try to analyze the phases during that frame by frame watching into that mobile capture only. Slow motion mode of mobile camera will help you to do all this thing. So yes, it's just think that you need to explore the things. Initially it will take time, it will take the number of takes, but as you get experience, the number of take become less, and in one or two instance only you will be able to analyze everything. So first thing is try to learn the movements, and the second thing is learn what to watch, what to observe. That is my intent, sir.
Thank you, sir. Um, Actually, in this course, in addition to what Rajin sir and Rahul sir told, in this course specifically, we have given access to the Dotfish software. It is comes with the mobile application where you can able to do all the qualitative analysis and quantitative analysis up to the level of angles. You can measure the distance and you can practice it. So we have already taught those things in the videos. And second thing is we have already taught another application called OpenCap. With the help of two iPhone cameras, you can go up to the highest level of analysis. So you can capture the 3D using the post estimation, and you can take that data into the OpenSim, and you can do even the musculoskeletal forces. You can model that. You can do forward dynamics. So whatever you want. So the requirement is only two cameras. So whatever is there in the current scenario, we have already recorded through the videos and it is already there for you. It's time for you to take the action only. So as simple as that. So shall we proceed to next?
Yeah, sure.
Sir, Mr. Dhanush is asking some questions regarding, as you mentioned, if we get all the metrics from the block assessment, do we compare metrics with only a specific sport or with the general norms? Ajay,
So,
sir?
yeah, should I? Okay.
Yes.
So, Dhanush, thank you for the another question. Yeah. So if we get all the metrics in the sense, I think the key performance indicators. Okay, from the block assessment, do we compare the metrics with only specific sport or with a general? See, for an example, that's what I said. There is no one size fit for all, and even if you want to assess 200-meter sprinters, right, with regard to reaction time, the force, whatever. So you can compare their own benchmark. So you have to keep the benchmark with their own performance rather than comparing with others, because yes, you can compare with them, but there is no point in it, because uh, the technique, the anthropometry, all morphological parameters will obviously, right, will vary when it comes to. So then specific sport, only specific sport or general norms, with general norms. See, for an example, if you want to assess I mean, with some generic norms with regard to speed of the common population, and yes, you can work on. But when it comes to specific population, say for an example, hockey players, football players, okay, so game specific sample you can take, and specific norms or specific comparison can happen to certain extent, not to at a very minute level. Oh, okay, very I would say very minute level. You cannot compare. But as a generic, okay, whether it is fitness or other components, you can compare the two with reference to the specific population, not comparing different, totally different movement pattern games or whatever. So, what I would say is measure, and again measure with the same athlete and compare with his own assessment. That would be the ideal. And you try to identify what is the lacunae or demerits in his movement. So that's what I can say. So to the other members.
Okay, sir. Sir, actually, I saw another question regarding the leverage system, but suddenly I can't able to see that. So the question is, what I have gone through is regarding the leverage system. Um,
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah.
oh yeah,
So it is Mallu Power Builder. Okay. So it's name. I had just question is from this name. How do we understand the leverage of different muscles during an exercise? For example, which muscle will have the highest leverage during a wide grip pull up or dumbbell pullover? So this is the question. I think we can start from Dr. Rahul.
Yeah, I think the question has been some change now. It was earlier something else which I read. So
Okay.
the thing is, yeah, no issue. So I just read the question again. So how do we understand the leverage of difficult muscles during an exercise? For example, which muscle will have an highest leverage during the wide grip pull up and the dumbbell pullover? So the thing is, the concept of lever is again important in order to understand, or in order to use the functioning of machine of muscles optimally. So as it has been already mentioned, I think it is in this particular week only, which is going on, week number 6. So, or I think it will be coming up in the next, I don't know. Okay. But the thing is, the lever are basically of three type, as we know that first order, second order, and third order. And this is the order basically depends on the position of this fulcrum, effort, and the load. So you need to first understand that thing in which direction, what is the axis of rotation, first of thing. The second thing is in which where the effort is coming from and what load basically the muscle is having. So first of all, understanding that, and then which muscle is activating in that particular exercises. To determine that, you need to analyze the joint movement first. Like you need to identify which joint is moving, uh, uh, like. Uh, determine the direction of the movement, like it is flexion or extension, or it is abduction, rotation, what is the exact movement, and uh, identify the exact muscle which basically working for that particular action. So for example, if I'm doing a biceps curl, okay, if I'm my hand is simple supinated position, I know the biceps is working. Okay, if it is mid prone position, I know the other muscles are working. If it is prone position, I know the other muscles are working. So we need to basically bifurcate in that particular sense, and then it will be easy for us to identify that particular muscle, which muscle is particular working. Okay. Apart from that, you need to consider the muscle role as well, whether it is the agonist muscle or antagonist muscle or synergist muscle or the stabilizer muscle. I hope every one of you must have gone through that particular section of the muscle and all. So these are the important concept that you need to consider to identify that particular muscle which is working. Okay. And if you're talking about the maximum the advantage of the lever or advantage or the torque production the muscle is doing, for that you need to understand the momentum. So we all know that the muscles are basically the force which producing muscle is nothing but a torque, because that is a rotatory force. So that all depends on the force and the perpendicular distance from the axis. So force is the one which the muscle is generating, and the distance is basically the distance of the muscle fiber from the axis of rotation, right? So like for example, if again in the extended arm, I know my biceps is close to the bone, so the distance is less. So that's why I feel more resistance when it is extended, and when I flex it a bit, the muscle become away, or muscle because it went away from the joint axis of rotation in this way. So this basically create a or this basically gives you the more range, the distance of muscles and the axis of rotation, so the torque production is more. So this way we can understand which position is basically stronger, which position is weaker, which particular muscle is working in which particular joint movement and all. So for that, the muscle anatomy we need to learn first. Sir, please add on something if I forget something. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Um, so specifically, he has asked about the two exercises. I just want to add on that. So it is like a wide grip pull up, or it is a dumbbell pull over. So basically, we have to see where the fixation point is. So in terms of pull up, the fixation point is on the bar, horizontal bar, and in terms of pullover, the subject is going to be completely lying down on the floor or any other platform. So in that situation, the mechanics was totally different. You just need to recollect what Rahul sir has told just now. So all the lever principles will apply. And it is very clear that we have already informed multiple times. So you need to understand from where the muscle is origin and what is the insertion. So always remember, the movement will takes place from the insertion towards the origin. So once you understand that, you can able to apply these things in an effective way. So that's what I just want to add on these two exercises. Rajin sir?
Yes, Vishwanath. Yes. So,
Okay.
yeah. So, with regard to this, see, you can increase the leverage of a particular muscle by positioning, as both of my colleagues said, by changing the position. That's all. By the technique, always the technique will help you to target one particular muscle. But with regard to leverage of the muscle, always any movement will happen as a group. So when you want to target one particular muscle, then obviously we need to go for one specific position, so to increase the leverage. So that varies one movement to the other. So specifically speaking, the other factors also will take into consideration, like the arm length and how they position and the muscle mass. All this stuff will come into picture. Yeah.
Thank you, sir. So I think there's no more questions. So we will wait for a few minutes.
Actually, until the next question comes,
Yes, sir, please.
yes. So we can discuss on the emergence of biomechanics field, particularly in India. So I'm happy to see the both some of the state governments and government of India is taking initiative to bring sports science to the grassroots level, to the elite level. So that's how I could see, and things are not as where when we saw we were struggling. Yes, previously the more experienced faculty and student, the self-driven students were there, but they did not have that much opportunity. Now the present generation, they have a very good opportunity to learn and specialize. The opportunities are more, and now I mean to specialize themselves into biomechanics. So that is what I would like to see. But rather than I say, I would like to hear from Dr. Vishwanath and Rahul Tiwari how they started their profession and how they specialized into biomechanics, and how they uh, I mean, crossed over all the hurdles whenever they wanted to have some good pace of journey in their profession. So over to the other two members to express their to share their experience.
Yeah. So, sir, it's always an the journey which gives you a lot of happiness and all, because I first started my career as an physiotherapy student. So I started as an physiotherapy, a bachelor of physiotherapy, and then I moved to the master of physiotherapy in sports particularly. And while pursuing my physiotherapy, I generated a keen interest in the biomechanics. So started exploring the things out, started learning the things, started reading the things, and then I come to know that the biomechanics which we are actually learning in physiotherapy is only a kinesiology part, and biomechanics is something else only. So then I started exploring the possibilities, and I ended up having like doing the MSc in biomechanics. So after doing my master in physiotherapy, I went to this MSc in biomechanics to the Scotland, one of the university in Scotland called Robert Gordon University, and then I learned the inside into end. And when I returned back to India, it was difficult for many of the. It was difficult for me to explain to many of the people what is biomechanics. So it was the time where we used to explain, okay, well, biomechanics is this much, but now the time is changed, and the most of everyone know what is biomechanics now. So it is much more easy now. But since then, it was an opportunity for me as well, because there was no competition. So I was the only one, kind of thing. And it basically eased my journey, and that this is how I started with the Sports Authority of India since the year 2016. So since then I'm working, and I'm learning daily. I'm learning now also, and in the journey I will be fortunate enough to get involved or to get in connection with the people like you, like Vishnath, who take this subject very seriously and to the other level only. So I learn from you that how to like what to observe and how to take the things into the other way. So this is how I started, and this is how it's going on. Yeah, over to Vishnu sir, please.
Thank you, sir. So I started biomechanics because the same person is in the same platform here. He's my teacher, Rajini sir. So, so from there, I have started to inspire and to understand deeper about specifically on kinesiology and biomechanics. So I've done my master degree research in biomechanics, and I can't even explain the struggle which I have faced to identify the software. Uh, it's like unimaginable. I can't, at that time, there is no such open source software can't be found, and there is no camera. So I had a camera with almost 9,000 rupees, and I used at that time there is another software called Skills Spectre. Is a 3D software, and nowadays that software is no longer is available, and it was like really interesting at that time, and it has a different experiences. And later, I completed my PhD with a different software called Max Track. So I got some ICSR fellowship, and I spent my entire fellowship in procuring that software. So that software is from US, and it is a 2D based analysis, and it can be done 3D, but the level of there is a different subscription mode like that. So for 2D, I have to pay 1 lakh. For 3D, I need to pay more money. So I have restricted with 2D. Then I have procured one camera also for pursuing the PhD. So later I went to Malaysia, and it is like a different world where entire system of biomechanical equipments was there, and there are some equipments related to particular sport is there. So there was a very seriously they are taking that sport and sports biomechanics and how they are applying it. They're taking very seriously. Nowadays, it is very easy to access open source softwares like Kinovia, and a tracker is there, and open cap is there. You can do from 2D to 3D, even if you are collecting the data from different laboratories. So if you don't have any other softwares, now there is a software called Mocha. Maybe this week you will be getting those videos regarding how the Mocha can be analyzed. So this is my journey. So I hope this course will give you the full pack of knowledge with the practical resources, how it can be utilized in a better form. So try to utilize the course content, try to learn all those softwares. And there are many people have not even started to use the Dotfish software. I feel very bad for that. So try to use this software. So we have struggled a lot to get this software for 1,600 students. So try to utilize this. The opportunity will not come again. Uh, that's it. Thank you so much. Sir, any closing remarks from Rajini sir and Rahul sir? So we can wind up because it is almost 1 hour completed, sir.
Sir, in the closing, I just want to say, like, if you are getting an opportunity to use the Dartfish for free, please use it. Or else just go to the website and see its pricing. It's as simple as that. So this is the best, one of the best, which we are using it at Sports Authority of India as well. And believe me, this software will give you a good insight into the analysis. It's not like you have to use this only. Okay, this I'm not forcing anything, but it's like it will give you a good insight and good clarity of the analysis. Thank you. All the best.
Rajini sir?
Yeah, I would like to thank my fellow teachers who has been sharing, Dr. Vishwanath and Dr. Rahul Tiwari, and all the participants. And I would like to have more participants in the next live sessions where we'll be inviting some good experts. And we would like to have more questions to interact. So thank you for the questions asked by Danusha Aditya and many more, Sanju and Powerlifter, then Nursing, Anmol Shah, then Radha Krishnamurthy all. Thank you for the questions. We would like to have more participants live during the live sessions with more questions. So that will motivate us to give you more insights and information. Thank you, all of you. Over to you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, everybody. So please use these softwares, practice. If any doubts, feel free to ask through Q&A session. Thank you so much. So we will close over here. Thank you.